Hello? Oh my gosh. That took forever to start working. Um, hmm, that is pretty bright. Maybe if I... Hi. How is everybody? Holy moly. If anybody's there, you can say hello in the chat. If you don't feel like talking, that's fine too. Everything's pretty crazy right now. I'm going to have to be looking at my notes a lot because I really just can't focus on anything today or this week or this month or this minute, this second. I found a cool quote from one of my favorite astrologers is Chani Nicholas, and I was reading her. She does like a monthly horoscope, and it's really in depth, and I just like the way she words things. She's kind of sassy, and I just really love the way she talks about astrology and makes it like really understand to learn. And she just came out with a book called You Were Born for This. It's really, really good. I highly recommend it. But in this month's horoscope, she says, it's okay if you don't know what to do from moment to moment and you feel 1,000 different things on the way to the fridge or on the way to the protest. Go easy on yourself. This isn't a time for regularly scheduled programming. And I just love that because it's like I was just thinking about that like earlier today. I was like, I don't even know like what I came in this room for. And I'm just like pacing around the house. Like, what am I doing? I'm jumping from subject to subject. I'm task to task. I'm like folding laundry. Then I'm doing the dishes. And I'm like, wait, I didn't finish the laundry. So I think that like put it beautifully. Like if you're having doing 1,000 different things, having 1,000 thoughts, all day, all the time, and just like jumping around from, hey, Trisha, how are you? Are you having 1,000 different thoughts on the way to the refrigerator or on the way to whatever it is you're doing? So last week, I was talking about how crazy it is that we had 3 different planets in retrograde. And it turns out right now we actually have 6 planets in retrograde. And wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Mercury is about to retrograde on June 17th or 18th. So that'll make 7 planets in retrograde this month at the same time. Like none of them. Oh, Venus goes direct on June 25th. So for like a few days, for like from the 18th to the 25th, we're going to have 7 planets in retrograde. Yeah, so much is happening right now. So I talked a lot about the 3 planets that I thought ones in retrograde are Venus, Saturn, and Venus is the planet of love. So it's like your relationships might be feeling weird right now, like you're going backwards, or like you're just like it. And then collectively, I was reading Venus being in retrograde is just like digging down deep into like unearthing like deep emotions. So that was going on last week, and then it's still going to be in effect until June 25th. And then Jupiter is still retrograde with Jupiter's the planet of learning. And so it's like taking us a little extra time to learn things. I think that makes so much sense because like we were kind of getting into this like new normal of like dealing with the pandemic and learning how to deal with that. But then it's like we were like collectively joined together on something. And then Jupiter was like, wait a minute, we're not all in this together. We're still not treating everybody equally. Like we need to wait a minute, we're not we're not done yet. We're not including everybody. We have more lessons to learn surrounding being one as a community, as a whole, as a human race. Um, and that Jupiter is retrograde until September 13th. Saturn is also retrograde until September, and Saturn is all about restrictions, limitations, life lessons, social and political change. So that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, we're going through a lot of social and political change right now. And then, so I didn't even realize that these other three planets are also in retrograde. I don't know why I didn't notice it last week when I was like looking up, like, what the hell is going on? But so Uranus is also in retrograde, and Uranus is the planet of radical thinking and like creativity, like really far out there ideas. And that is retrograde until August 15th. And then Neptune is retrograde. Oh, and both Uranus and Neptune went into retrograde in January. So like we've already been dealing with those two planets being retrograde. And Neptune is like your shadow, like darkness, like really deep, like unearthing, like deep emotions. And that's retrograde from January 23rd until November 29th. So again, that was already going on in January. And then Pluto went retrograde in April, and that deals with like, oh no, Pluto is the one that deals with the shadow self and like your deep psyche, like things on a subconscious level. So that makes sense. I think like um, especially for me as a white person and thinking that I was kind and treated everybody equally, like realizing that by not saying anything or do anything in uh, conflict situations, I was I was like I was being racist just by like not saying anything. And I think, and then you just think of like all the ancestor lineage that you feel like, well, that wasn't me, but I mean, it's still part of who you are. So I think like Pluto's like getting deep down into those darker layers, the like bottom of the iceberg, like not realizing that there was on your peripheral like racial issues going on, or just by it. Anyways, I think it's like so fascinating to me that I've never paid this close enough attention to astrology before. Like I read my horoscope every now and then, but it's just like the more I get into it, the more I'm like these are the warning signs like right here in front of us. Like why did we not see this coming? Or like it also kind of like gives me some relief to realize like, oh, okay, yeah, like I'm not crazy. I mean, all these different energies that are going on are really affecting like your thoughts and how you feel. And um, it's crazy. And then so right now it's a full moon. And there was a lunar eclipse today, like a partial lunar eclipse at I think it was like an hour ago. Um, and that's when like the earth, like the sun's here, actually this might be backwards for you. I don't know which way you're looking, but the sun, the earth, and then the moon is over here. So the earth is blocking the sunlight. So the moon would appear dark. Like if it had happened at nighttime, we would probably notice that it was a lot more dark. But because it happened during the daytime, I don't know if we'll notice tonight or not. And it's in Sagittarius. So the Sagittarius is the centaur with the bow and arrow. He's like the truth seeker, always on the hunt for like the next biggest thing. And I'm married to a Sagittarius, and I have a lot of, like, I get along with Sagittarians very well. And they say that Sagittarians are really bad partners because they're always like on the hunt, like looking for the next best thing. Are you a Sagittarius? There's a little bit of a delay, so sometimes I don't know like what you're commenting on. You are? Oh my God, that's so crazy. Wow, that's funny. I do get along with Sagittarius a lot. That's so funny. So this is like are you feeling the energy really intensely right now? Shane's really grumpy. So I always thought that was funny. It's like Sagittarians make really bad partners because you can't tie them down because they're always on the hunt for like a new lover. But Shane and I have been together for a really long time. So yeah, I always thought like that was funny. Extra energy. Well, that's good. You're like motivated to have you like been setting goals and like pointing your arrow at like where you want to go? The eclipse helps us to like get rid of toxins. So I've been drinking a lot of lemon water today and just trying to let go of a lot of guilt and anger and frustration and sadness. And I watched the George Floyd memorial this morning, and it was obviously incredibly sad, but it was also very uplifting and encouraging. So I think like if we start moving forward to that community and positivity and finally coming together and finally making change and just purging the toxins of anger and violence. So because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, issues like surrounding your belief system, your religion, your ideology, your search for truth and freedom, those kind of things might come up today. And so I think it's a really good time to like really be able to focus on like the outcome of this, like aiming your arrow true and like aiming through all the bullshit, like cutting through all the bullshit and just directing that arrow towards exactly what you want and exactly what you're going for. Like the light at the end of the tunnel, the target, like at the end of all of this, like we will get through it. Like, but if you gotta aim your arrow true and you gotta aim it without all that negative bullshit in the way. I wrote down laws need to change, and for some reason that correlates with Sagittarius and Jupiter, and that's like really, it's like good energy for laws to be changed right now, I guess is what I was writing down. Yeah, I couldn't, what are, so there, I looked up a bunch of different stones, but the ones that I actually brought out today were mostly for, I think what I'm mostly focusing on is grounding and protection and clearing, because everything is so intense right now. you can almost feel the energy, like my head is like I have like a little headache like all the time. I've had it for like about a week now. So I've been focusing on like just clearing everything. But some good Sagittarius stones are amethyst, sodalite, which I have sodalite, but this is lapis lazuli, which I want to say that the blue in it is the same as sodalite, but sodalite has white specks in it, and lapis lazuli has I think it's pyrite. They're like gold flecks. So I've never worked with sodalite before, but it's very similar to lapis. Malachite is a good one, and turquoise. And I think just turquoise in general is the December birthstone, but I'm not sure. Garnet was listed as another good one. So I've been using a lot of garnet because it's very grounding. And then labradorite. This is the one that like has the rainbow flashes on it. It's usually connected to like dreams and your intuition, and it's also like a truth-seeking stone. So that kind of correlates with the Sagittarius, always searching for the truth, on a quest for the truth. So I sleep with this stone like this, and then I've also got garnet in my bed. I keep garnet in my bedroom, and I've been using a lot of black stones because those are grounding and clearing, and they like getting rid of negative energy. So like black tourmaline, black obsidian, hematite is really grounding, but it's also clearing. Black kyanite is one of my favorites. And I think I'm gonna do a big grid tonight with a whole bunch of different stones for I usually like to do like pick one thing internally, like for myself, to let go of, and then like one thing globally to let go of. But I think like for this moon, it's really important to focus on the safety of everybody out there in the streets, and just protection for everybody. And so I think I'll do a really big grid tonight. And did I even smudge yet? I've been smudging a million times a day. I wish I had extra energy, man. All I want to do is sleep and stay in bed. I've just this week I've started finally just like making sure I do some sort of movement every day, because I don't even know if I can carry my massage table anymore. I was carrying a basket of laundry the other day and I was like, this feels too heavy. I think I'm getting weaker. Oh man. So I just want to reiterate to like be kind to yourself today, because so much is going on in the world, but then also in the universe, so much is going on right now. So even if all of this wasn't going on, it would still be intense for everybody. And oh, I had a bunch of stuff to talk about, but now I can't remember what it was. But that is just how life is right now. I'm getting ready to start back to work in a little while. I'm pretty nervous about that. But So I guess like the point of so the full moon is all about shedding things that don't serve you. And with the Sagittarius in there, you want to like set your arrow straight, like line it in your sight with removing all the bullshit out of the way. So like letting go of all the bullshit and like seeing that your goal is like way far down there. Like after you move all the bullshit, it's easier to see what your goal is, what you're aiming for. And because all of those planets are in retrograde, give yourself extra time to do everything on like an educational level, on a relationship level, socially and politically, subconsciously. I've been having really weird dreams lately. I think a lot of people have been having really weird dreams. I'm going to pick a card from, where is from the Gods and Titans Oracle deck, because I feel like there's a lot of masculine energy in the air right now. And I felt like Sagittarius being so fiery and like, but like needing like a positive masculine energy to like focus on today. Oh, interesting. I don't know who this god is, but his name is Aries, and the word on it says war. And that kind of sums up like kind of the energy that's going on in our society right now. I rarely use this deck, so I'm not that familiar with it. It says there may be a battle ahead. Learn the rules of engagement. So it's a Greek god. Says he supports whoever showed the kind of battle style he favors, which is ferocious fighting over all else. Temples to Aries were, like I think the zodiac sign Aries is named after him. It's Jupiter slowing me down. It takes me a little while to put things together. It's spelled Ares, but I think the god of war is named after like the Aries zodiac sign. So you can find temples to him in Sparta, and that society made human sacrifices and viewed the martial arts as almost a religion. Humans have not yet learned to control our Aries-like urges. However, the wars we wage within ourselves are possibly more destructive than those that take on the physical battlefields. If resentment poisons your blood, if the sword of rage pierces the peace inside of you, if irrationality stains judgment, you may be feeling the eyes of Aries on you. And I mean, I personally have been feeling like there's a battle waging inside of me. So that kind of resonates with me. Remember, there are always ways of dealing with a situation other than going to battle. Dealing with anger without physical or mental battles is the best way to go. But if you do feel like you're in war, remember that there are always rules of engagement. That wasn't a very uplifting card. But I guess it makes a good point to not let the battle like overtake you. Don't let it consume you. He looks very angry. Trisha, if you're still there, do you have a mala? I was going to do also a chakra card and then a chakra meditation if you do. Actually, I can't really tell if you're there or not, but so one of the candles that I gave out or was selling this month for the Sagittarius moon was similar to this one, except it had a lighter purple on the outside. So I used like a bunch of Sagittarius colors in it, and then it came with an arrow for you to just kind of emphasize. It has a little sticker. You can peel the back off and stick it to like in your journal or something to like really highlight what you want to focus on. And always on the full moon, I like to write down on just like a lot of times I'll just use a little post-it note and write down all the things you want to let go of and then physically burn it in the fire. Obviously be careful. I usually have like a bowl of water nearby just in case. So that, I mean, I think there's a lot of things that we need to let go of. And do you want to do a, I was going to pick a chakra card and do a seed mantra. But I don't know what I did to the deck. So. This is my new favorite chakra healing deck. One really positive thing that I watched this week was there was a live like YouTube thing with President Obama, and like I think there were like 4 or 5 other people. I think like 2 of them were from the Minnesota like criminal justice system, and one was like an activist, and then one was a he worked at the Color of Change organization. And of course, just hearing Obama speak and like showing true leadership was like incredible. But all those other people, everything that are like actually in the system making changes, it was really inspiring and uplifting. And there was a lot of information about like where to go to actually affect change in your local government. And Obama was encouraging governors across the US to pledge to actually make a change. And I think like you can find all that information on obama.org, but it was super inspiring, especially from the people that were actually like in the system, like making a change. That like, I don't know, just made it seem like it gave me hope. So that was nice. Okay, I was hoping I was going to get a yellow one because I really felt like I've been feeling like I really need to focus on the solar plexus chakra to just kind of like give yourself courage. the solar plexus chakra is all about courage and strength, and um, I've just been really feeling like I needed courage to speak up and just like keep moving forward. And so this card says self-trust, and the time has come to really trust who you are and to love yourself fully. If there are parts of you that are out of alignment with your faith or your values, call them into alignment now so that you feel better and more integrated. Then trust your intuition and inner knowing without question. Going as much as you can with the flow of your desires and passions, cultivate your higher self as a trusted ally, and seek its voice in meditation. So, again, it's the solar plexus chakra. The crystal on here is citrine, and the herb is melissa, which I believe that's lemon balm. So that kind of makes sense for lemon balm is it's called Melissa officinalis, so that's probably why they called it Melissa. But it's an anti-anxiety herb, and it has a very lemony flavor. It looks like mint, and I think I made a massage oil with it one time. It's very, very lemony. Like when you rub your fingers on the leaves, it smells like you just cut into a lemon. And it's a anti-anxiety, but it's also uplifting because of the citrus scent. So that is a really good solar plexus. I was hoping it was going to be a solar plexus one. So the seed mantra for the solar plexus is Ram, RAM. So if you would like to join me, if you have your mala, and if you don't have a mala, you can still say it 108 times. And I've been doing this a lot lately because it only takes a few minutes, and you really come out of it just feeling like better and not so anxious and stressed or depressed or so you can do it with me or not, it doesn't matter. My mala goes all the way through the directions, starting in the east and going to the south, and then the west and the north, and then it has the upper world, the middle world, and the lower world, and then just like one pendant at the end. So that's just like calling in all the different elements: air, earth, fire, water. Okay, so let's get started. Ram, 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 Ram. And that only takes a few minutes, and it really brings you back to center. During the George Floyd memorial, I don't know if you watched it, but they had a moment of silence for 8 minutes and 45 seconds, I think it was, for how long he was on the ground and pleading for his life. And it felt like forever. 8 minutes felt like an hour. So I encourage you to light a candle tonight and pray for him and his family and pray for our planet and our society and every single human on it. And thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna have some new moon candles coming up next month so that like this is just gonna be like the craziest year ever. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's such an easy thing to do every day or anytime you're feeling stressed. So at the end of this month or in 2 weeks, we'll have a new moon in Cancer, and then in July we're going to have another moon in Cancer, and that's going to be really intense and crazy because Cancer is a water sign. It's emotions are probably going to be like heightened during that time, but because it's a new moon, it's like about starting over and like wiping your slate clean. So the colors I picked for the candle are aqua, like a natural creamy color, and orange, like a dark orange, because it reminded me of like the sand, like the water, the sand, and the sun. So if you get the candle, you'll also get these little. I'm using them as tarot stands to like put your tarot card on it, but they're also a chalkboard. And so the idea is that on the new moon, you can write all the things that you maybe want to let go of, or just things that you need to start over, so that you can like visually wipe the slate clean. And because there's going to be 2 of them, you can use it for the new moon in July also. Again, I use the colors that there's gold, turquoise, and like a pinky color, remind me of like beachy or the sunset. And there's two different colors, but I mean they all have the same three colors, but they're um, kind of the opposite. Like one has a turquoise and one's gold, but they still all have the same colors. And it'll come with like a little chalkboard marker. And I have dry erase ones too. I don't know if it depends on if people like this idea, and if they sell them, I'll make the dry erase ones also. But then when you're done with it, you can, like, I like to pick a card every morning and use these um, to just kind of look at it throughout the day. I keep it on my dresser, and then at night I light a candle. So it's like a really good introduction to doing a ritual every day, like picking a card every morning and lighting a candle at night. I find it gives me a lot of peace of mind, as well as the mantras. I'm going to try to commit to like doing that every day. Because you do feel better. Like, I feel so much better. And yeah, so thank you for joining me. It's nice to have something to commit to once a week. So I'm just going to keep on keeping on. Hopefully I'll still be able to do it when I start working again. But yeah, thanks for coming. Light a candle tonight, and happy full moon.